If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what do you need to know about sales cycles and fallacies, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician and Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento. All right. The conversation that I want to have with you today is super importante when it comes to you and your sales cycles and your sales strategies. So mathematically speaking, there's going to be points in your sales process where you have a whole bunch of down notes and a whole bunch of up notes. And the way that you celebrate these, the way that you deal with your downs, and the way that you deal with your ups really do matter. And here is what I typically find. When salespeople are on the upside, it's momentary for their celebration. It's a momentary celebration. I'm the greatest. I'm the best. I am the most awesomest. I am the greatest thing since sliced bread with extra peanut butter and jelly. And then the other shoe drops. On the down note, on the downside, it becomes multiplied. So on the upside, it should be like this much multiplication, but it's really this much multiplication. On the downside, it should be this much multiplication, but I can't get my arms far enough for you to see on this video. And I really want to make sure that you understand this concept, because when I meet with salespeople, when somebody calls me and goes, "Hey Scott, I'm struggling," I can tell you if they're on the upswing and where they're at on the upswing. I can tell you absolutely where they're on the downswing and how deep they are into that trench. Top salespeople recognize what all of this is and the issues that they deal with as we hit the bottom, including me, right? I am not impervious to this. I have made this mistake. My name's Scott. I screw up too, but I got to catch myself. There's terms, there's phrases, there's words that you tell yourself, there's things that you tell other salespeople that someone can either say, "Hey, you're definitely on the upswing," and where you are on the upswing and how deep into the downswing you are. But before we get into that, you should absolutely join my HVAC Technician Sales Secrets email publication, hvactechsecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel. So I do want to give you a couple of these phrases, and I want you to calibrate where you're at, okay? In the down momentum, in the downward spiral, you will say things like buyers are liars. You will say things like, "I can't catch a break." You will say things like, it's not my fault, it's the leads. And when you start combining all of these things, they start stacking together like Lego. And so they become the internal conversation that you're having until somebody grabs you and goes, "Stop doing that." Right? That's what a good coach or a good mentor is going to do. Is going to grab you and break your state and go, "Stop doing that." They're going to say what you should be doing is talking about, how do I get back in? How do I have this conversation? Like, this is all mental toughness. And it's not your fault that you didn't know, but now that you know, it's your responsibility to say, time out, time out. How I talk about this is really meaningful. Now, are all buyers liars? No, they're not. They're not. But so like you put that in your mantra and you go into your sales call, and guess what? Now all buyers are liars. Is it always you against the leads? No, it could just be that time where everything lined up in the universe and you're looking towards the sky and you're looking this way and all the stars are in perfect alignment, because that happens. But here's the thing. Think about this. When all the stars align and you close deal after deal after deal, start thinking about, how much do I celebrate versus how much do I complain, right? There are salespeople that I know that even if they're closing deals, they're complaining the whole time. And if they're not closing deals, they're complaining. There are fantastic salespeople that I know that they're looking this direction, they're closing deals, and they're like, "I'm on top. I'm going to keep going." Where focus goes, energy flows. Learn this from Tony Robbins. There's a lot of other people who say it too. But be aware what you focus on wherever you are in the cycle. If you're on the downward spiral, start writing down and keeping a journal of some of the phrases that you tell yourself, okay? When you're on the top, when you're all the way up here, when you're like way up here, start writing down those things that you're saying to yourself. And I'm going to share with you, it's probably like 10 to 1. When you're at the bottom, you're probably telling yourself 10 times more garbage, 10 times more problems of the things that you're telling yourself at the top, right? Like, really start paying attention to how you talk about yourself, how you talk about leads, how you talk about clients, how you talk about salespeople, how you talk about the business, your product, your service. And be aware, you're probably going to be blown away by the very little amount of good things that you say up here and the bucket, the absolute swimming pool of the things that you say down here. It really does make a difference for you. So pay attention to what you're saying about yourself, your deal, the people, the product, because when you start going down this downward spiral, the more negativity that you talk about it, the more it messes up your mental toughness, the bigger that pool gets. You're going to start attracting negative people. You are going to start attracting problems. Your vocabulary and your sales presentation, people subconsciously are going to pick up on it and either A, take advantage of it, or B, be repelled by it, or C, you're going to end up with clients that you don't want. You got one of three things that you can do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.